packed into Red Square in Moscow. For the fans who'd first heard the Beatles on illicit tape copies and X-ray records, it was an event they could only have dreamed about before the collapse of the Soviet Union. As Yuri Polushchuk and Alexei Solohubenko explain, the world's most famous pop group had penetrated the Iron Curtain and moved a generation within the USSR.
The Beatles had this enormous influence on Soviet teenagers. If some authoritative guy on the radio, on TV, describing them as the monkeys out of the jungle, playing and drumming and screaming, and you immediately ask, and who are you to make this conclusion? And you lost respect. That's why the whole generation was lost, and all these unshakable dogmas and ideas were questioned.
I don't think it's a lost generation in the sense that there was a generation that was expected to believe in communism and then the Beatles subverted it. I think nobody really believed in communism. All those pronouncements about 20 years from 1961 and everybody would be living in communism, they were dashed by reality of daily existence. So I think there were a lot of talk over kitchen tables about how badly things were going, a lot of listening to Western radio stations, including certainly the BBC World Service and Radio Liberty and others. The Beatles' music was part of that subculture. It was real, it was palpable, it was being played, and it was two fingers to the authorities. And ironically, it was the Beatles that became part of real life for the generation, certainly my generation, the generation that was...
This is a podcast from the Desert Island Discs archive. For rights reasons, we've had to shorten the music. The program was originally broadcast in 1983, and the presenter was Roy Plumley.
This week, our castaway is a young writer who's having considerable success, the novelist and biographer A.N. Wilson. Let's get this age thing sorted out first of all. You are indeed young enough to be included among the 20 young novelists recently celebrated by the Book Marketing Council, but you have in fact passed your 30th birthday.
I have. I'm 32 years old. But I think that the age limit for the so-called young British novelists is 40.
I didn't know that.
So that I'd have 8 years to go if they have another campaign.
So you're young, but not very young.
Not to last very young.
Why do you choose to call yourself by your initials instead of your Christian name, Andrew?
Well, it sounds rather old-timey, rather like P.G. Wodehouse or T.S. Eliot, one of those characters. The reason is that there are about 150 people in the world who publish books or newspaper articles, and who are also called Andrew Wilson.
Now, 8 records for a desert island. Have you any musical skill?
I can pick out a tune on a penny whistle or a recorder. I can't, alas, play the piano.
You sing?
I can sing in tune. I was in a choir when I was a boy.
Is music important to your life?
I'm rather a 100 best tunes sort of character. Music is important to me, but I don't know anything about it. That is to say, some music means a lot.
Do you like music while you're working?
Definitely no. Silence.
Now, what is the first disc you've chosen to play on your desert island?